How much personal pride did you take out of that performance yesterday as the leader to do it at Ellis Park with all the scrutiny around this team? How much personal pride for you, Sam?
Quite a lot, yeah. A massively satisfying win, partly because of what's been going on and building up to this moment, and then playing South Africa at Ellis Park as a one-off fixture itself is a massive challenge yet. What we've sort of been through the last month in terms of not performing where we want to be, and so yeah, to be able to deliver in a big pressure occasion was massively satisfying.
You're close with Ian, obviously. How tough is it for you to see the criticism and the scrutiny around his job?
Yeah, look, it's going on in the background. I think amongst the team we're pretty good at not really trying to engage or read too much of what's going on outside. So it's actually a lot easier when we're in camp. You're just focusing on getting better and training each day and building up to the weekend. But yeah, it's hard when you know what's going on in camp. You know that it's a happy camp that's working hard, and you sort of sometimes feel it's a bit unwarranted.
Will you expect to have a say in this sort of process that Mark Robson talked about this morning, of evaluation that's going to go on when you get home?
Look, we're myself and plenty of the leaders are certainly available for the board or anyone who'd like to seek our opinion. I think we're probably got a better insight than most. We've been in here and knowing footy and working with him day in, day out, so yeah, we're always available for comment.
Artie said last night, he's my coach, and I'm 100% behind him. Do you back up those words?
Yeah, absolutely.
With another test match 2 weeks away now, is it kind of unwanted distraction, the will he, won't he be there element to this?
Yeah, it'd certainly be. I'd prefer if it wasn't. Prefer if it wasn't going on. But like for the last wee while, we've been pretty good at sort of blocking stuff out and focusing on what's important, and we'll just have to continue doing that. And we'll get home, but I think we'll only be home for about 4 or 5 days before getting back together and preparing to play Argentina, and we fully expect to carry on with Foz as head coach at this stage.
Sam, you've got a lot of experienced guys in that pack, but you also had 2 new starting props and Dickerton off the bench, and Kapur Shannon coming back and everything. How much of how exciting was it to kind of have a bit of a feel of with your forward pack of being refreshed and kind of moving to another level?
Yeah, we talked about the challenge of the test match, and then for those guys to start in that test match, without a doubt the biggest game they would have had in their test careers, and to perform the way they did was awesome. Like, really stoked for those guys. Makes for some pretty healthy competition going forward.
Talk about the composure and the calmness when Bodie gets yellowed, Andre kicks the 3, they take the lead. I think Mark mentioned it last night, it felt like that could have been a momentum shift. Just talk to the composure and the calmness of your group to stay in the fight, keep them out, and obviously take the lead back.
You just did something fly in your pocket.
Yeah,
It's a B.
Yeah, I felt it on my finger actually. Thank you.
Good, mate.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
Finally done something.
I was actually playing with it.
I know, yeah.
Far out. About the composure.
Yeah, sorry. The composure of the team. That
So you showed it right there.
Yeah.
True.
Probably one of the things that I was most proud of, and I think that we can be really proud of as a team. I believe when you've on a bit of a win streak or things have been going well and you've been in those positions before and come out the other side, the belief is strong. And I said last week the belief within the group is really good. We've had moments in the last month or so where we've been in similar positions and we haven't come out on the right side of them. So to be able to do that and show that sort of composure in that pressure moment with it all on the line was really pleasing. And yeah, just proud of that effort.
So you went through obviously a pretty tough period with the Chiefs a year or 2 ago. Were there lessons, people talked about winning becoming a habit, losing becoming a habit. Were there sort of lessons you guys took out of that kind of experience that you went through?
Yeah, it can draw some similarities, I suppose. One being that when we got over our hump, with the Chiefs. We actually went on a run, went all the way to the final. It was almost like sort of breaking the shackles a wee bit, just some extra weight that you're carrying around on your shoulders, and you know that it's a sport in general. Anything, sometimes the harder you try, sometimes the worse you can get, and that's such the balancing act of when things aren't going right, not trying too hard and overplaying your hand when you want it so badly. So hopefully, like I didn't think we did that last night. We had a really good balance, and hopefully we can. I think it's a massive step in the right direction. Last week was too, and then so to be able to make so many improvements in 2 weeks is pleasing. And the challenge for us will be to continue that improvement and put in a good one back home.
And what were the sort of the nerves and the emotions like for you in those last few minutes? Obviously on the sidelines at the time, but is it more difficult being there than being on the field?
Yeah, it's more difficult being there than being out on the field. But I was actually quite emotional when the final whistle went. I knew how much it meant to me, but it just all hit me at once when the final whistle went, and the enormity of the occasion and the pressure and the fact we got it done. Just I think I've said a lot of pride and
Hell of an occasion for Fletcher to make his debut. Just maybe a word on what you saw from him out there, and we spoke to him afterwards. He was on cloud nine. What did you say to him after that debut?
I said one of the great debuts, mate. And when I got to present his jersey earlier in the day, I said I couldn't think of a better place to make your debut, and the fact that his old man had made the trip all the way around the world to be there and share that moment with him, just so special. And you could see they were just absolutely buzzing. It always takes you back to sort of the time that you made your debut, but what an occasion.